everyday people can say, oh yes, I'm not going to do that with a stick or put it in the coals, but everyday people in their backyard can dig a hole in the ground, okay, or use one of those fire pits and put a bit of sand in the bottom and cook things the same way, exactly the same way.
I wonder what would be, for people watching this, what would be 6 plants they could grow that they could eat and be really good for them, or be really good if they had a cold or they had a cough or they couldn't sleep? What could you just say, just a few plants, from Australia, indigenous plants people could be growing in their own, like you say, even in their own units, in their own gardens, in their own window boxes?
What is becoming known is lemon myrtle, which is one plant species which we're already losing, because if we don't grow it, someone else will. We're already importing $2 million worth of lemon myrtle leaf from Indonesia.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, a leaf off a tree that's all growing in our yard, that's so easy to grow. So that's a beautiful herb, makes an excellent health drink. And we also have aniseed myrtle, which is anise, it's a licorice sort of one. We have our native spinach.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what is the name of that native spinach? People could just grow it, you can just eat it raw, can't you?
That's right, that's Tetragona tetragonoides.
And you'd find that growing probably by the seashore?
Or by the seashore and some inland areas. That's one of Captain Cook, when he came here, kept his crew alive.
I know.
By using that first in New Zealand and now here.
Well, I knew that's what you're saying. It started off like that. People knew the indigenous foods and somehow we lost track of it, and it's just time to bring it back, isn't it, really?
So this is the whole thing with people today, is people want everything now, they don't want to wait. But there's so many different species of plants. There's native yams to get back, and we need to get the seeds out for people to grow those. Excellent food. Then we've just harvested off our trees the Davidson plum, which is it's the same size like a damsel plum, and it's
Can you just eat that as a plum?
Oh, it's a bit what people like sweet things. It's a bit sour,
right?
But it's excellent cooked. And what else we've picked? Another little one called Podocarpus. That's like Illawarra plum, they call it. And we've got ones that grow on the tree. I've got to take these things off.
Yeah, sorry.
Look, there's so many different plants to eat. It just depends on where you live.
A lot of young people, they want to become more plant-based, eat plant-based proteins. What's a good Australian, indigenous, plant-based food that also has protein in, and one that has really good oils in it as well, that people could really eat and enjoy, and as a sort of substantial food?
The first one that comes to my mind is the macadamia nut.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
And then there's something again, like in the 1930s or 40s, Hawaii got all their seeds from Australia and propagated them in Hawaii and sold them back to Australia.
Oh my goodness.
So now we've got plantations in northern New South Wales, but it's that's taken a long while to learn that lesson. But that's a one with a high, I think it's got the highest oil content of any nut, and high protein. Where these are, you've got to try one of these. Problem. Yeah.
Thank you. Wow.
There's
that's the bunyan nut, is it? That's the bunyan nut. Wow. Just gonna. It's hot, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll be crisp on one side.
Wow. God, that's really delicious, and that's really substantial. That's really. That's my first bush tucker.